evening. Good Empire finale evening, folks. This is Empress Jack Rabbit.
Tori Boo 151.
And this, I can't believe, is our Empire last review. It's the finale, and it just seemed like it went by so fast.
Really? It was crazy. Every 5 minutes you pulled this way, pulled that way.
And I've enjoyed the ride. I've enjoyed taking you along with us. Yeah. I hope you've enjoyed it too. And if you like the video, please don't forget to thumbs up,
comment,
and subscribe. We really appreciate it. We love the comments too.
Yeah.
So this was 2 hours and it was crazy. It's so much stuff happening. There's no way for us to go in order and tell the whole thing. If we did, you'd have to watch the whole show.
Yeah.
So we're going to do our recap of it. So we start off with, right at the beginning, with Malcolm and Cookie going to the Berkshires in the winter. He has to make a snowman. She said, I ain't trying to do all that. That sound like me. And they go in the cabin and they get the adult on.
Yeah, it was steamy. It was steamy.
And so Lucius had been looking for Malcolm. And he had heard them, well, they had told him he was in the Berkshires. So he did not know. He was looking for Cookie and he was looking for Malcolm. And he was blocked in his writing, so he needed Cookie. And Malcolm, I'm not sure whether it was to get the show together or whatever. Yeah. So then he finds out Malcolm is in the Berkshire. And then later on, he's asking everybody, where's Cookie, where's Cookie? He has Portia, and Portia jumped out right quick. Oh, she in the Berkshires. He was stunned.
Right, I was like, Portia, why?
Right. So now he put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, he figured that, okay, they up there, they doing something. So he puts his head together and he blocks Cookie out of the Empire.
Right. And on the same day, she bringing Carol down. Carol is her sister. She trying to show her the office and yada yada. And her badge beeps weird. She's like, oh, I'm gonna have to get that fixed.
Right. And she goes in and here comes the security guard talking about, Miss Lion, we gotta take your card from you. She's like, hold up, well, I need to speak to Lucius first before I give you my card. And here come Lucius. He told her, like, yeah, like, how you and your boyfriend doing?
Right, exactly. And Cookie was like, you jealous? You're jealous now? And I said the same thing. How the hell he gonna be jealous when she walked right back into, after 17 years of high and dry, not seeing her kids, not seeing him, and he got a woman up in there?
Right.
And then she walked and seen him in clubs with other chicks hitting on them? Bitch, bye.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
You know what? She put up a little stink and she left. Now Lucius is making more deals and stuff with everybody.
Trying to wheel and deal with everybody.
Right. Oh, we get Hakeem tripping.
Yeah, he tripping. Okay, he up here with Jamal talking about he don't want to be with Empire no more. And Jamal's like, no, we didn't sign on for all that. What are you doing? He's like, oh, Lucius don't own me. He don't own us. He trying to control me.
Talking about he didn't sign no contract and nothing like that. So he starts, as we've come to find out, he goes over where? Creedmoor to get on and everything there. They have a little preview of a show they're going to do in about a week. So they have Snoop Dogg up there rapping and everything, and they call it for Hakeem, who was there. And his daddy and everybody, Jamal, and I'm not sure if Andre was there yet, but they were there looking at Snoop Dogg performance. They call Hakeem onto the stage, and Hakeem comes up and talks some trash in his rap and drops the mic, and bye, right?
Yeah.
So he gets ready to leave, and Lucius comes up on him, and they stop. They look at each other. Lucius busts him square in the mouth. He bleeding and everything.
He busted and he fell out. Well, you deserve that the way you dogged your daddy out.
He should have got that a long time ago, though. Like when he was a kid, he needed to have his behind whooped.
Really?
But then we find Jamal and Hakeem talking, and Jamal is telling him, you can't go. That's what you're talking about. You can't go and all that kind of stuff. And he wants to go anyway.
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing? No.
So now Lucius doesn't have that son to bring into the Empire. Because if you remember correctly, last week we found out that Lucius slept with Jamal's wife and made that baby.
Yep.
So Hakeem is in his feelings about that, as he should be. So now Lucius runs up on Andre and tries to talk to him about, we're going to make you this, that, and everything else.
Right, and Andre's basically talking about, I'm with the Lord now, and I'm delivered. I don't do that. I found my God. You need to find yours.
Right. So, and he's at Lucius at the church talking to him.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, let's see how your God do up against me. And so at this time we got J Hud, and she blowing it out good on, and she's doing a gospel song. So then he goes up to the stage. Sorry, y'all, I'm just looking at my edges. But anyways, he goes up to the stage, Lucius does, and gives her this fake how wonderful and great she was. But she really was. But then he's like, you know what? I got a great song that I want for you to be on and perform. Child, she hugged his neck and everything else.
So did.
And poor foolish Andre, his dreams went down the drain that she wasn't as pure and holy as she was. Now, he tried to blame the father, but was it the father's fault?
No, not really. Like, who would turn down a record deal?
Right. This could have always been your dream long before the lions came into your life.
Right.
We also see Rhonda. She packing up, getting ready to go.
Yeah, she about to leave him.
Leave Andre.
He's all like, okay, what's going on? She's telling him, I can't do this no more with you. This is a mess. I can't do it with you. She wants to leave. And she's scared that him and J Hud, they did something. He's, reassuring her, I ain't touch her when you go there.
But she kind of made a point. She didn't say it exactly, but I understand. She was like, you said things to her you didn't tell me. She could see that they had an emotional connection, not a physical. They was talking about that on the reel, but and I've talked about this and thought about this anyways. That if your spouse or significant other is messing around, if they get to that emotional thing where their heart is in it, you can kiss that relationship bye-bye. You really can. It's not that many chances it's going to come back around. But we off on a whole nother subject.
Right, back to Empire.
Right, back to Empire. So now we find, oh my goodness, it was so
Jamal
much.
and Lucius, right? Again.
Jamal and Lucius. Cookie has told Jamal that Lucius has writer's block. So where do they go?
So they go back to their old place. Jamal got the keys from Carol to go into the house, and everything's in there. Of course, they have flashbacks of Jamal being in the garbage and feelings and all that. So they go inside. But here go Lucius talking about, well, you still walk like a woman.
Right. No, he said you still walk like a man.
Yeah, he said at least you still walk like a man.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay,
like, excuse
Hakeem
me?
don't really bother with you. Andre said he don't really bother with you. This the last person you got, and you tripping like this.
I'm saying, keep dogging people out. You be by yourself. But they go in there, and he tells Jamal that he's having writer's block. So Jamal's like, you know what? Okay, come on, let's do this. So he gets on a little electric piano. He starts singing and stuff, and Lucius is feeling it, and he picks up his guitar, and they get to
Terrence Howard. He was like playing some kind of Spanish guitar.
He was getting it.
He can play and he can sing, which I already knew this, but he clowned on that song. That show could have really ended right there, but I'm glad it didn't.
Right.
So they do that, and Lucius is like, oh, this is great, and I'm going to give you your credit. And oh boy, is Jamal's like, no, this ain't your song.
Right. I did this.
Right.
I helped you out.
So then we have them talking, right? And the only reason that Jamal kind of find out went with Lucius to try to help him with his writer's block, because he said that he would put Cookie back into the Enterprise.
Right.
But then, of course, being Lucius, when Jamal brings it up, okay, Cookie's back, he going to hold the carrot up again and say, Beretti got the masters to his songs, and he wants all that back. And the lawyers have blocked me, and there's nothing I can do.
Right.
And if you want Empire, you got to go and get it. Like, go get Empire and go get these masters. Right. So now we find Jamal went over to... No, baby. No.
No, they went to Beretti's, right?
They went to Beretti's. But Lucius, what did Lucius see?
Okay. First, let me just say, they got Hakeem to go to that little party. They had everything just right for somebody his age range.
Creedmoor,
the stripper, Creedmoor. The strippers, the drugs, the alcohol, all that. But Lucius walks in on Hakeem
and baby
Miss Anika, Miss Boo Boo Kitty. We was like, oh my We was screaming.
Baby.
I lost.
Hakeem is getting it in with Anika. His back is to the door. So who but opens up the little net curtains or the bead curtains, and it was Lucius seeing Hakeem going in on his woman. He was going to town.
I was like, oh my God.
She looked right at him, and he looked at her, and he was just like, close the curtain back. Not in no way that I appreciate that, but in a way, you're going to get yours. So the next thing we see, Jamal asked Beretti to come out, and would he talk to him?
Yeah, he was like, okay, let's go outside. Next thing we know, he got this man held over the balcony, bro.
Child, you thinking this Suge Knight or the Five Heartbeats all over again. So
they got him hanging over the balcony.
Beretti is hanging over, and Lucius and his boys walk up. So Jamal tells him, we got this. We got this. Go get Jamal. Go get Hakeem.
Mm-hmm.
So Lucius he like, okay, he going to take care of this. Let's go get Hakeem out of wherever he is, which he knows where he is. And now he lowers Beretti even further down. And he tells him to sign these contracts that gives all the rights of Lucius music back to Lucius. He said he was so crazy, though. He was like sadistic. If you saw his face and his laugh and his actions, he was like, my daddy think I'll drop you. Then he whispered, and I will. I'm like, oh my God.
Snap. And he lowered him a little more.
So did. Lowered him some more. And I guess he got the paperwork signed.
What you signing?
Because the next scene we see, they're at the house, and everybody got a gift.
Yeah, okay. No.
Well, before that, the pillow.
Before that, okay, so we see that Lucius is in the bed, and he getting his little shots, because we come to find out he don't have ALS.
He showed
his doctor misdiagnosed him.
Right, he got some myasthenia gravis or something like that.
Something to that effect.
But they said it's very treatable. He kicked that doctor clean, that lady out the house.
So
but anyway.
But he getting his shots for that, so he be able to sleep and stuff, and the nurse give him some sleeping pills. So he take them, and he goes to take his nap, but he hallucinating his dream. He's seeing Bunky, and he talking about, anybody gonna stop me, or I killed you, and and as he's doing this, we see Cookie come in, and she's hearing the whole conversation. She hears him say that he killed Bunky. She hears all the dirt that's been going on, and says he ain't got no ALS. He's still living.
So did.
She's in shock. She is angry
because he's sleep talking,
right?
And so she's
touching him and stuff. And he's not moving or responding.
Yeah, she had tried to wake him up.
Yeah,
but then he's doing all this sleep talking, and it was crazy. It was a scene of Bunky sitting at the foot of the bed, and he rose up out of his sleep and got to talking to him. It was crazy. So then he laid back down, still asleep, and Cookie grabbed a pillow.
Yeah, we was like, oh my God, Cookie, don't do it.
And put that sucker on his face. And as she was getting ready to lay it down good, we find out that he grabbed her
arm. So he wasn't asleep.
But we didn't know that at first, because now it's the next day, and he has invited everybody to the house, and everybody got a gift. And it was pretty, too, wrapped in black with the gold ribbons on.
It's nice. Everybody get their gifts, so he's letting them know, I don't have no ALS. I'm still living. But I want to give y'all some gifts to make up for all the, mishaps and all that. So they go. They start with Hakeem, and he gets a little chain. It's like angel wings. And he says it symbolizes where Empire's going to go, and it's always in transition. He was apologizing, trying to control.
Told him he was free to go and fly, and when he got ready to, he could fly over there to see Camilla. So he gave Andre.
He gave him a cross.
Oh, a cross. I gave him a cross and said it was Saint somebody, and that was for him. And he apologized for playing with Michelle, that chick that was his music therapist mind and stuff, and said, I knew you could see through me. Andre knew I was playing game, and this is why I did this, so you could see what she was really about. But lo and behold, he got to Jamal.
He gets to Jamal, and he opens it up.
And it's a scepter. It's a scepter in there with a lion's head
on it. And he's telling him, he said, the Empire is yours. He was like, oh my God. And everybody's face was like, what?
Baby. We was falling out. I had put a bet on that too, and I won. But anyways, the Empire was here. So then Cookie showed up after everybody had looked at their gifts. And he told her, come on over here. I got a gift for you too. Come on, girl.
At first, I thought she had a gun, so I thought,
I did too. The way she was acting,
right,
she
like
was
she
acting
had some
skittish and kind of standoffish. But I guess ultimately, that was her guilt acting up.
Right.
So she goes and opens her box, and what's in there? A little miniature pillow. Mm-hmm. So he was telling her in his own way, "I saw you."
Mm-hmm. And he said he looked at some tapes because forgot that Malcolm's security was all through the house, and it was on tape.
And he had played the tapes too in front of Jamal, and Jamal was shocked. I mean, Jamal was shocked, and Cookie was trying to fast talk and explain and everything, and he just walked away. Now we have them. Oh, we have Anika. Oh, baby, Anika and Cookie and Andre and Hakeem. They've decided to do a hostile takeover of the company. They just now talking about it. And Cookie is like, well, why am I here? You know, because she's really torn with it. Right. At the same time, she's having this conversation. The feds is backing her, talking about Shine or whoever. Shine, said that it's Lucius who killed Bunky. And for her to drop a dime, she said, my job with y'all is done. Mm-hmm. So she's up there, and then she's standing up there tossing a drink around. And she said, what make you think that I won't toss this in your face and knock you down? And then Cookie is like, because you will be on the floor. Baby, what she say that for?
Right.
That heifer tossed that drink and Anika in the face and knocked her straight down. So when she was down, Cookie turned her back, and that girl jumped up, grabbed her hair, pulling on it by the weave, and they got to tussling, and Cookie had her by the throat. I was saying, choke her out. But the boys, Andre and Hakeem, broke them up.
So did.
And they decided, for the interest of taking over the company, that they would try to work together.
Yep.
So they get this multi-billionaire.
They get him.
And he wants to take over some company. He was trying to take over Creedmoor, but they said that he might as well put his money into Empire. Mm-hmm. And the reason why his grandson, was that his grandson?
Yep.
Supposedly be a rapper. Baby.
Boy,
so they had a studio scene with him in there rapping. He was horrible. Do you hear me?
He forgot his line.
He was horrible. Repeating the same old line, like, eat the pizza, eat the pizza, eat the pizza. I'm like, what is this? And so
the producer's all, this is hot, isn't it? Cookie like,
right. And then actually Anika told the truth that it wasn't really hot, but they said that if you put the money in, we'll get a record for him. Mm-hmm. And so this old white man said he would do it, but he gonna put in, they wanted $500 million. He said he could give $250 billion. That's as much as his board would allow him to give out.
Right.
And they had to come up with the other half, where Andre said they could, but they also had to have a scandal going against Lucius.
Right.
Once they did, his stocks would plummet, and they could take over the company. So they said to everybody, made their plan that they're going to act the same, act like nothing is going on. So the next day is the IPO opening day, that Friday, to ring the bell day.
He's there with, Lucius is there with Jamal and himself. And he's like, go ahead, Dad, click the button, it's all yours and stuff. So he hesitates. He's having flashbacks again.
Mm-hmm. Of Cookie. And he does end up pressing the button. I'm like, really? And it was open, and the stocks was going up and everything else, right?
Yeah.
So now we're back at Andre's house, and him and Vernon are talking.
Yeah.
And Vernon's trying to talk sense to him. Don't leave the company. Stay. We made it to the IPO finally. This is your doing. Let's see it grow and whatever. And Andre feels like, what are you, scared? We're going to take this company over.
Right.
And all of a sudden, they started pushing and shoving.
Yeah, they pushing and shoving, and Vernon gets to punching him. At first, he punches him, and then he throws him on the ground. He's like, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to talk. Mm-hmm. Get up and let's talk. But Andre attacks back. They still tussling.
So they fighting, and of course, Vernon from the streets got the best of old school boy on top of him, everything else.
Yep.
Baby, in comes in Andre's wife, who said she was leaving. She popped up out of nowhere.
Sure did.
She ain't seen Vernon on top of him. They fight. She grab a candlestick and bust Vernon in the head. So he falls off. We look at Andre, his lip busted, eye messed up, everything
all
else.
Messed up.
Baby.
When we look down, all we see is Vernon in a pool of blood.
Baby, it was that blood
was
gushing out. Gushing. He was in it was a pool of black, dirty, red blood. It was terrible. And there was no pulse or anything. Now Rhonda is going ape shit crazy, running around because Andre wants to call 911 and get some help. And she's saying, no, don't call the police. They're going to think that, this, that, and the third. He was saying, no, they're going to know you was self-defense. No, what if they don't think that? That's why people go wrong. Always trying to overthink the police.
Right.
So then she jump up and say, I'm pregnant. We're like, what?
At first, I'm like, girl, stop lying. You're just trying to make him not call the police.
Right. So that's when they run the IPO after Vernon got killed.
Yeah.
And they were waiting on Vernon to come. And everybody's like, you know what? We can't wait. What that white man said, Wall Street don't wait for nobody.
So don't.
And so that's when Lucius pushed the IPO button and they were official.
Jamal and what's the rapper name? Crazy rapper.
I forgot that dude. I forgot.
He had stormed in at first, because Lucius was talking about the show that they were gonna do,
doing a press conference.
And then he comes storming in, talking about, we don't do this with no gays and all this stuff. Of course, he didn't call him that. He called him something worse, but we don't do this and I don't roll like this. And of course, Jamal was like, "Who you talking to? Hold up," and he gets the security off of him. But we see that they having a little rap battle, and Jamal goes in there. He come with a hoodie on. I'm like, what's he in here for? He come in there, and the dude finished battling the first guy. He's like, who's next? And Andre's like, what about me? He pulled his hood off. Like,
and he smoked him.
He did. Like, dude started rapping at first, and then by the time he was done, he was acting like he just did the thing.
Right.
He sucked. He was terrible.
But of course, Jamal came in and murked it. But we had 21-42. The last thing I have to say, they put on the big show. Patti LaBelle was there. She was fantastic. We saw Rita Ora. We saw Snoop Dogg,
Juicy
J Hud, Juicy J. So it was fabulous. But in the end, they came in, the feds, and arrested Lucius.
So did.
For the murder of Bunky. And so Vernon, who is now dead, can't help him or make an excuse or whatever. So they had handcuffed him, hauling him off. And then we see everybody where they are now.
Yep.
We got Cookie is the queen of the castle.
Yeah.
We got Jamal handling all the business at the Empire. What we got? Hakeem is trying to cut a record with Anika.
Right.
So who else?
Andre with his wife, she is pregnant.
Oh yeah, they were doing an ultrasound on her. So everybody's like where they supposed to be, and poor old Lucius is behind bars. But he let y'all know, y'all think it's good? Watch out, I'm coming back. So baby, it's been a fabulous year. Thank you. It's been wonderful working with you and doing it with you.
Yeah.
This was a roller coaster night. We can't even begin to put the energy into this as it was into the show. It was fantastic. We literally were screaming. And many times. It was incredible. It was a crazy roller coaster ride. It was everything that I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
If it's out of 10, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. So. It was fabulous. I love the guys. Keep watching. They'll probably be all around. The guys were on everything. I saw Brashear Y. Gray on Wendy. I saw him on The View with Jussie Smollett.
Access Hollywood.
Access Hollywood. I think Jussie did an article with Entertainment Weekly magazine. On and on and on. So they've got a brand new album out. It got released on Monday or Tuesday, which is kind of a weird day. Usually it's a midweek, but it's #1. It beat out Madonna's, which might not have been hard to do, but that's just my own thoughts. But they want to brag on that. That's fine. But anyways, their album hit #1. I hope they go out and tour. That would be great. I don't know if they are or not. I don't know how they're going to top this year. It was a roller coaster. It kept you on that ride, hopping and rolling and twisting and twirling the whole time and never drug. But I should say the episode to episode. How they gonna do better on this episode than the last one? But they always do. So.
Ooh, they have Mario Van Peebles.
Oh, Mario Van Peebles directed the first half, and Debbie Allen. Go, Deb.
I'm saying, girl,
Debbie Allen, Felicia Rashad's sister, directed the second episode. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
We really should have went to the show to see it.
Right,
But really. I feel guilty, but I'm okay. I'm going to get over it. Thanks, guys, for watching.
See ya.
Good night.